Okay, this video is, do chimpanzees get less cancer? And the answer is yes. Chimpanzees in captivity get a lot less cancer than humans. And there's a lot of things you could debate about why that is. It's a long story, but I used to be friends with a guy who was in charge of feeding the animals at the zoo the diets. And I got to see what they eat. And don't get me wrong, different zoos might feed their animals a little bit differently, but in general, zoos have a PhD nutrition expert who runs their commissary where they make the diets for all the different animals. And in a zoo, the animals are very valuable to the zoo. It costs them money. They want to keep those animals alive. There is no dairy committee trying to sell milk or other junk food to the animals, okay? So the commissary PhD guy, his job is to make sure those animals get a good diet and to keep them alive. So what I saw of it, they were eating a lot of plant foods, but at the time I was young, I don't really remember the details of it that much. But there's a lot of other advantages. I mean, think about your stress level. If you're a chimp at the zoo, you don't need to get up early in the morning to go to work, okay? You don't got to try to dress nice and comb your hair to attract a woman. They just stick her in the cage with you, okay? She really can't go anywhere, okay? Makes life a lot easier in that sense, a lot less stressful. You can exercise whenever you want. So anyways, chimps do have far less cancer than humans, and I think a big part of that, of course, is diet. But anyways, it was a little bit interesting. So here's the paper if you want to see it, on the apparent rarity of epithelial cancers in captured chimpanzees. So what that means, by the way, in terms of epithelial, there's four main categories of solid tumors. Carcinoma is by far the most common. That means it's of an epithelial surface, the lining surface of an organ, like the breast ducts is a ductal breast carcinoma. The esophagus lines the gut. The colon lines the colon, okay, the gut. Okay, so you can get a ductal pancreatic cancer, lines the pancreatic ducts for secretions of enzymes, for example. You can get a bile duct cancer. Those are all carcinomas. Sarcomas are really rare of soft tissues, like a bone sarcoma, soft tissue sarcoma. Lymphomas are cancers of the lymph node structures, and melanomas are relatively rare cancer. Those are the main solid tumors. Liquid tumors are things like cancers of the blood, leukemia, multiple myeloma, that sort of thing. So anyways, those are the categories of cancers, and chimps get a lot less than us. I hope you found that interesting.